June the 27th, 2025. Guys, you're looking at the Gulf of America in the northwestern Caribbean right now. Yucatan's right in the bottom center, Cuba's to your right. This system that we were watching yesterday has now started to develop, and it's now a 20% chance of development over the next few days, expected to move across the Yucatan and into the Bay of Campeche. From there, we don't know yet. You've got some upper level winds that may try to push it north. You've got the lower level winds pushing to the west, and then that curve up towards Texas right there. We just don't know yet, but let's look at the infrared. I just wanted to point it out because we're late in the season for a system like this, but it could definitely take a degree or two off some of the temperatures, not only in the Bay of Campeche, but it may affect the Gulf of America also. Now, looking at it in the infrared, you can see this is a very high-topped storm right here. You start getting into black and then the whites. You're kind of at the top of the range of these storms, so it's a very strong, isolated core right there. Now, if it goes across the Yucatan, that's going to strip it down some. We've seen it last year 2 or 3 times, didn't we? But it just depends on where it goes, but they are expecting it to travel into the Yucatan. We still have some effects of high pressure here, but it's starting to kind of pull back a little bit, and we didn't quite get as hot. We were up into like 110, 112 yesterday instead of 121, which made a difference. Still very hot, very humid and muggy. Right now at 8:54, we're at 79, humidity is 99, heat index is 83, here in central Mississippi. We don't have much cloud cover right now. Just some light high clouds that don't have much moisture in it. You can see along the coast here. But they are putting just a drop of shade into the factor here. But I wanted to come in and talk about this, guys, because we need these storms in order for this planet not to overheat. So this is a good thing. Now, destruction on land is not a good thing, but it occurs with them. If some way they could figure out a way to shut down hurricanes, then the earth would overheat very quickly. It would become intolerable for human life. National Hurricane Center down in Miami, guys, has this at a 20% chance of development. Again, this shows it right where we're seeing it, and crossing the Yucatan and getting into the Bay of Campeche and making a slightly, possibly northern turn here, the way that we saw some of that lower level airflow moving across the Gulf and then turning north into Texas. We're just going to have to keep an eye on it. It's kind of early in the game, but the storm definitely looks impressive. Now, the way AccuWeather's got this thing set up, they're showing some possibility, a low possibility, see in the yellow, medium orange, red high of development here where we're watching July 4th and 7th. They're watching for this section of the Gulf and this section of the Atlantic. So you've got from Louisiana here up into Virginia coming in on the 4th. We'll just have to wait and see. There's one low pressure system that's been setting out here. I don't know if that's going to affect it. Or are they just expecting a lot more activity to come up out of the Caribbean? We'll have to wait and see. Amid a relatively quiet start to the 2025 hurricane season, AccuWeather experts are honing in on an area of interest near the southeast coast that could impact 4th of July weekend plans in the region. Only one storm has been named in the Atlantic, and that was Andrea. It didn't last 24 hours earlier this week. If development occurs near the southeast coast early next month, any new tropical storm would take on the name of Barry. We've had that one before. But guys, just a quick update this morning looking at this thing. Keep an eye on it over the weekend. Doesn't look like we're going to have any trouble with it for the next few days. And if we do start to get trouble, it will probably be along the Mexico and Texas border in the Gulf of America itself. We're watching it. Watch for updates. There's a lot going on, guys. They're planning on keeping the senators in D.C. over the weekend until the big, beautiful bill, which I don't think it is approved. So he doesn't want them leaving. Trump doesn't until they vote on this thing. Now, there's a lot in there that's good, but there's a lot that's terrible. And one of the bad things, of course, is the AI domination for the next 10 years where we can just be overrun. And it looks like if that goes through, it's going to be a pretty rough 10 years building because of AI, the dominance of it, and the power-hungry consumption that occurs with both the AI units and the Bitcoin mining units, and it's taking over. The nation is not going to be able to supply the energy for both. So what will happen? You know what will happen. We will suffer as AI continues to grow. Also, something interesting, I read a report yesterday about 5 different AI models, and they set up these tests to see how they would obey commands for different applications. And we had talked about one not too long ago that refused to shut down. When it was told to shut down, it said no, it had priority to maintain its protocol, and it would not shut down. Now, on the 5 models that they ran, they were having problems like the AI in different situations would shut everything down but AI. Then they would actually threaten the scientists that were running these they were just models, but they would threaten the scientists with leaking information about what they were doing, things like that. And then it would spread from one of these models to all of them, and like a rebellious shutdown of man's ability to do anything with it as it continued. So it's kind of a scary thing. There's other things in there that are really terrible too. There's some things that are good, but they don't need to pass it as it is. I'm against it 100% as is. Now, there's going to be some dissension within the Republican ranks. We know that. The Democrats will go with whatever hurts Trump and the American people. We also know that. But again, we're watching it. Watch for updates today, guys, and keep your eyes on the weather if you're on the Gulf Coast throughout the weekend. I will keep you updated here also. Heads up, be safe.